A small rustic kitchen has a unique charm that feels warm, inviting, and full of character. There's something about the mix of weathered wood, vintage details, and cozy textures that makes even the tiniest space feel like home. But creating a rustic kitchen on a budget can feel like a challenge, especially when trying to achieve that perfect balance of function and style. The good news is that with a little creativity, resourcefulness, and a love for simple, time-worn materials, you can transform even the smallest kitchen into a rustic dream without breaking the bank. One of the easiest ways to bring a rustic feel into a kitchen is through the use of reclaimed wood. Whether it's repurposed pallets, salvaged barn wood, or old furniture pieces, wood adds an instant sense of history and warmth. Open shelving made from reclaimed planks is a budget-friendly alternative to upper cabinets, offering both storage and a stylish way to display dishes, mason jars, and vintage kitchenware. A simple DIY project like refinishing an old table or turning wooden crates into storage can bring that aged, rustic aesthetic without a hefty price tag. Paint is another cost-effective way to transform a small kitchen. Soft, muted tones like warm white, sage green, or earthy taupe can instantly make the space feel more rustic and inviting. Chalk paint or milk paint gives cabinets and furniture a slightly distressed, old-world look with minimal effort. Even a simple coat of white or cream paint on cabinets can brighten up a small kitchen while keeping that rustic farmhouse feel intact. For those who love a bit of contrast, adding a darker shade like deep charcoal or forest green to the lower cabinets creates depth and a cozy, grounded look. Countertops in a rustic kitchen don't have to be expensive to look amazing. Butcher block is a classic option that adds warmth and character while staying budget-friendly. If new countertops aren't in the budget, a DIY refinishing project can transform existing surfaces. Contact paper designed to look like wood or stone is an affordable way to give countertops a facelift. Another great rustic touch is a simple wooden cutting board left out on display, doubling as both decor and function. Backsplashes can make a huge impact in a small kitchen, and there are plenty of affordable ways to achieve a rustic look. Peel and stick tiles that mimic subway tile or weathered wood are easy to install and cost far less than traditional tile. Shiplap, either real or faux using plywood strips, is another budget-friendly option that instantly adds texture and a farmhouse touch. Even a simple beadboard panel painted in a soft, neutral shade can give the space a rustic cottage feel. Rustic kitchens embrace imperfections, so incorporating worn or vintage-inspired elements is a great way to add authenticity without spending a fortune. Flea markets, thrift stores, and online marketplaces are great places to find unique, affordable pieces that bring charm to the space. An old wooden ladder can be repurposed as a pot rack. A vintage hutch can be used for extra storage, and antique-looking hardware can transform basic cabinets into something special. Even a collection of second-hand mason jars, ceramic pitchers, or wire baskets can add a touch of rustic personality. Lighting plays a huge role in setting the mood for a rustic kitchen. Soft, warm lighting makes the space feel cozy and inviting, and there are plenty of budget-friendly ways to achieve that effect. Swapping out modern fixtures for industrial-style pendant lights, farmhouse sconces, or even a DIY mason jar chandelier can completely change the feel of the kitchen. String lights tucked along open shelving or under cabinets add a warm glow, making the space feel intimate and welcoming. Storage in a small rustic kitchen should be practical and beautiful. Hanging pots and pans on a wall-mounted rack frees up cabinet space while adding to the rustic aesthetic. Wooden crates, woven baskets, and metal bins can be used to store everything from fresh produce to kitchen linens, creating a charming and organized look. Hooks on the wall or underneath shelves are great for hanging mugs, utensils, or even dried herbs, adding both function and visual interest. Seating in a small kitchen should feel relaxed and informal. A rustic wooden bench at a small breakfast nook or a pair of mismatched chairs around a simple farmhouse table create an inviting spot for meals. If space is tight, stools that tuck under a counter or a fold-down wall-mounted table can provide extra seating without taking up too much room. Adding a cozy cushion or linen throw to a seat enhances the warm, lived-in feel. Flooring can have a huge impact on the overall rustic vibe, but replacing it entirely isn't always budget-friendly. Instead, consider temporary or affordable solutions like peel and stick vinyl planks that mimic reclaimed wood, or area rugs that add warmth and texture. A simple jute or woven rug in front of the sink or under the table can bring in that rustic charm without the cost of a full flooring renovation. Decor in a rustic kitchen should feel natural and effortless. Fresh or dried flowers in a simple vase, a wooden cutting board leaning against the backsplash, and a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter can all enhance the rustic atmosphere. A DIY wreath made of twigs, a hand-woven basket on the wall, or an old window frame repurposed as wall art can add personality without a big price tag. Handmade pottery, ceramic dishes, or even a simple linen table runner contribute to the cozy, welcoming feel of the space. Small rustic kitchens don't have to feel cluttered or cramped. Keeping the color palette light and neutral helps create a sense of openness, while glass front cabinets or open shelving prevent the space from feeling closed in. Mirrors can also help make a small kitchen feel larger, reflecting natural light and adding a touch of vintage charm if framed in distressed wood or wrought iron. Cooking and food storage can also enhance the rustic feel. Storing dry goods in glass jars with handwritten labels, displaying wooden spoons in a ceramic crock, or keeping olive oil in a vintage-style bottle all add practical yet decorative touches. Hanging a bundle of dried herbs, a simple wreath made of eucalyptus, or a row of copper pots can create a beautiful, functional display. The beauty of a rustic kitchen is that it doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, the imperfections are what make it feel special. A slightly chipped ceramic bowl, a weathered wood table, or a repurposed farmhouse sink all add to the character of the space. It's about embracing a sense of history, warmth, and simplicity, making the most of what you have while creating a space that feels like home. Bringing rustic charm to a small kitchen on a budget is all about resourcefulness, creativity, and a love for natural materials. With a mix of DIY projects, thrifted finds, and simple yet thoughtful design choices, even the tiniest kitchen can feel warm, welcoming, and full of personality. The key is to focus on what makes the space feel cozy and authentic. Whether it's a beautifully worn wooden table, an antique pitcher filled with fresh flowers, or the soft glow of warm lighting at the end of the day. A rustic kitchen isn't just about how it looks. It's about how it feels. Creating a space where you can cook, gather, and enjoy the simple pleasures of everyday life. you.